All right, so what if Jesus had our work ethic, like the work ethic that we apply to our business? What if he did that same thing? Let's chat about it. All right, so I'm gonna start this one off. If you are a Christian and a business owner, then we're supposed to be Christ-like, right? Meaning operate in the fashion that Jesus did, right? So the way he moved, the way his philosophy, the way he treated people, love, thy neighbor as thyself, all of that, right? Um, so let's reverse it. Instead of are we being Christ-like? What if Jesus had your work ethic or my work ethic? Would he have been successful? I mean, that's the question. Because that's the measure that we should measure ourselves by. Not measuring ourselves against the people we see on Instagram or the people that we see on Facebook or the people that we see that have already made it, whose story we really don't know because all we see is the facade that they want us to see. Our marker is Jesus, right? And don't worry, I'm not saying that you need to be working all the time and all this other stuff, because remember now, Jesus didn't work all the time. He took time to rest. Matter of fact, he knew himself so well that he escaped many times. He didn't let people elevate him before his time. He didn't let people speak falsehood to what he knew was true. He didn't sit there and argue with people who tried to convince him that he was wrong. And he had fun. He went to weddings, right? And so that's his work ethic. Nowhere in there do we see Jesus grinded his way to success. He did his assignment. He didn't follow his passion. He didn't follow some pseudo purpose. He did what God called him to do. And he did it in his season. He didn't start his ministry at 12 because it wasn't his time. So he had the patience to wait. So what am I saying? That we should have the same work ethic as Jesus, meaning that we have a singular focus. We're going to work with the audience, specific audience that we're assigned to in the season, knowing that once we've successfully completed that part, we've successfully targeted the audience that we're supposed to help with our product or service, then it will spread, right? That means that when it's time to rest, you rest. When it's time to work, you work. And Jesus understood something. He understood that he was the Son of God, God in flesh, and he still hired people. 12 disciples, and not just the 12 disciples. He had 70 and beyond people who were spreading the message while you and I are sitting here trying to do this thing on our own, right? He had an advisor, God. He did not move unless he knew that it was in alignment with what God told him to do. Who do you listen to? I know for me, for the longest time, I wouldn't listen to anybody because I thought I got an MBA, I got a decade plus of experience in business. I've helped this person with their business or that person with their business. And most coaches out here just selling motivational stuff anyway. So they're not like, I had that philosophy. And then I humbled myself and had an hour conversation with somebody who made me focus and challenged me in the exact way that I needed. Someone to hold me accountable, right? So I want you to use Jesus as our example. His mission is no different than our business. In the sense, and I don't think it's blasphemy, he had a singular purpose. He had a job to do while here, and he had a shelf life in terms of the time he had to do it. It's the same for you and I. Okay, you have a business idea that can work in this season. If you slack off because you don't feel like it, you don't feel like you're ready, you're not motivated, someone hurt your feelings, then you're going to miss the window of opportunity and someone else will come and do it, right? Jesus understood that. When it was time to work, he worked. When it was time to rest, he rested. When it was time to delegate and bring on people to spread the message, he did. Now, none of the disciples was as passionate about the gospel as Jesus. None of them was as skilled as Jesus. And none of them was as committed as Jesus. But without them, the message would have been hindered. So when it's time for you to hire, don't expect to hire someone that's going to look like you, that's going to be as passionate as you, that's going to be as great as you. They're not going to be. But if you don't hire and try to duplicate yourself in them, then you're going to be the bottleneck, right? Jesus understood that. Also, Jesus ignored his feelings and did what he needed to do. He did not want to be crucified. He asked God to take this away from him if it was possible. But he understood that the crucifixion portion was necessary for what he came here to do to be achieved, right? So we don't want to get up in the morning. We don't feel like going out here every day telling everybody about our products. And sometimes we're a little nervous to tell everybody it's the best product out there. But we're Christian. We're Christ-like. Jesus had no problem overlooking his feelings and doing what he was called to do and making sure that the message got through. So you and I have to overlook our feelings, the feelings of inadequacy, the feelings of the short-term pain, the feelings of the rejection, the feelings of people talking about us. His own family, looked at, and friends looked at him sideways. So ours, and he was perfect. So ours are definitely going to look at us that way. You're going to have people that once you start becoming successful, people are going to come directly against you and your company. And they're going to try to sit there and defame you. Like it's going to come. They did it to Jesus, right? So they're going to do it to us too. But our foundation is rooted in Christ. And we know that our source is Christ. So it doesn't matter. So we'll be good, right? So I want you and I to have a work ethic like Jesus. So this is what we're going to do. I got a couple of people that's going to do it with me. For the next 30 days, I went back and I looked at all the things I've ever done in marketing, everything that worked. And I picked 5 of them. I said 5. I held 4 fingers, but I meant 5. And for the next 30 days, I'm just going to do them. It doesn't matter how I feel. It doesn't matter what I see. That's the assignment. I want you to join with me and do it. Okay? I'm going to post in the evenings and say, hey, I did it. And here's the results. It may be no results. I may get through these whole 30 days and nothing happens. But it's what's necessary for me to grow this business. So I want to embrace the Jesus work ethic mindset and trusting that God will bring the increase, right? So we're going to sow. God's going to water, provide the sunshine and the sunlight and bring the increase to our business, right? You with me? 30 days, starting tomorrow, okay? Write out 1 to 5 things. I don't care what it is that historically has worked for you to get customers for your business. Put it in the comments, DM me, and then say, I commit to doing this for 30 days, okay? I'm gonna show you what mine are tomorrow and show you how I went through it, all right? I want us all to succeed. I want us to create businesses that model what Jesus would have us do. So not only can people benefit from our services and us become, successful and wealthy from it, but we also exemplifying Christ in our daily lives, which will lead people to Christ, which is the more important thing. All right? That's it. Let's get to it. 30 days. All right?